Derivatives trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Good morning. Updated some of the settings, so if things look different, I hope it looks good. Oh, why did this open over here? Oh man, there we go. Jeez. Alright, so let's grab the links here first. It looks good when I look at it in YouTube. So that's nice. So, Zerv says, Monday it's a holiday, so rollovers and a holiday. Navigator says, so it's a good time for moving markets and gunning stops. Well, probably not. I mean, absolutely, it would be if they do that. There's a decent amount of liquidity on the new contract, and I think that we should just roll everything over. Let's see if I think Jigsaw should do that now. Yep, roll over. Roll over. So now the question is, if I roll it over here, yes, how does my market analyzer react? It does not. Well, we're gonna close these ones now. We don't need these. And we're going to change it to ZB. Oh, come on. 12. So in my, oh, it doesn't change the market analyzer. That's interesting. Well, let's remove row. Let's just remove these ones out of here. Yep, so now it's not giving the data anymore. ZB. No. You know what? You know what? Maybe. Let's just restart Jigsaw here and see what that does. Nope, not helpful. There's the N. There's, where's the F? Oh, no, there it is. No, where is it? ZF, there it is. Good grief. Yes, doesn't roll over till next week, right? UB. ZT, okay. Now we get to do it for these ones. Okay. I think we got it. So we got a reasonable amount of liquidity up, but nothing huge. They do appear to be biased to the long side still. I might have data still off because there is only 2,600 there. If I come back on Tuesday and I'm seeing this shit, I'm switching. But I could trade through here. I mean, this is correct. Past here, I'm not so sure, but this down here is correct. And, oh, so let's do our analysis. So we're up. And they had a pretty big move off of the open, I think, over trade war fears. Canada is not being helpful. Let's just put it at that. E-mini fell quite a bit. We're still higher for the week, but, you know, we had a really good run on that, Wednesday? Let's come back. Also, I want to highlight here, Bitcoin is seeing some significant volatility. Very significant volatility there in the futures. So this one, I don't think it will roll over until Tuesday, but we should probably look at the, let's see here, can I just do BTC 1018? No. I have to do it from the instrument list, huh? Huh. Okay. So anyways, there's a bit of volatility going on in Bitcoin past day or so, and hearing all sorts of stuff. It definitely seems like people are trading off of news. I hope they are not disappointed too badly, because I think the chances are that any potentially good news is like really, really far in the future. Okay, well, they're building up a pretty big wall here at 09. Oh, let me pop down in here. Morning. Let's pull up the squawk. Okay, well, they really stepped up there on that tick, didn't they?
As we can see in the CNBC. Smarts take on Amazon.
If that doesn't go through, I might have to fade it. There's a big bid in it and not going. So Sanders is asking, what is your thought? Are we going up or down from here? But I'm not sure what he's talking about. Are you talking about in bonds? I think what I'm seeing in bonds, I think I have to buy it. And it could go all the way up to 13, frankly. Bitcoin, I don't know. I mean, I really think that Bitcoin should be back at 6,000. But, I mean, Bitcoin is random, so it's kind of pointless to try and predict it on a short-term basis. Yeah. They're talking about making Ethereum's futures. If they really do make Ethereum futures and the cryptocurrency market rises for the release, I'm, honest to goodness, I'm going to take all that money that I saved up to dump into Bitcoin when it got to a buy spot and just go short Ethereum. Not even kidding. If it's enough. I hope it would be enough because there's only like $200 there. Contract. It depends on how big they make the contract. But I might be able to trade it. And I would definitely go short. Well, I'm not so sure I can catch this train, guys. I mean, I'm seriously considering hitting into 10 or 11. But that would be very much chasing and very much poor risk reward. I really would need to wait for it to come back to like 09 to get good risk reward. And I know that 11 is a balance area. So it can't really, well, okay. Now they're showing, now they're raising it up. Okay. No thanks. This is too much.
In US Equity News here, we are seeing Numera raise their price target on Apple from $190 to $110.
Just looking at markets ahead of the open, just seeing a little bit of a risk-off sentiment following through. Close to session highs. So seeing some broad strength, really. I've seen the yen strength. Dollar yen's bouncing a bit. 10 at 8. But euro and sterling trade session lows, especially cable. Dollar CAD trades around 30.52.
Hi, Gabriel.
That's on the back of, we're seeing some loony weakness on the back of a Globe and Mail report, which cites that Canada officials are doubtful of a potential deal on NAFTA today. That piece is on our board. And
oh, Canada. Yeah, it's definitely Uzi's like the do I buy the high? Well, I think you could. I mean, here's the thing. Today's going to be a weird day, right? Today is particularly unique because we just had a really big run up and we have a 3-day weekend coming into it. So, and there's a lot of volatility still going on because we got the NAFTA thing, and a lot of people seem to think that Mueller is going to do something today, the special counsel. And, you know, there's not going to be very many people that want to be positioned going into this weekend. Now that being said, I mean, this would normally be a pretty solid long signal. We've broken the high already. There are targets above us. You can see some of them that I've listed. You know, these spots, 11.5 is a resistance point, and above 11.5 you get like 17. So, you know, it's like that. This is a potential resistance point, but the bid is acting like they definitely want to push through it. So I think it normally would be worth a shot if you got something. I don't think it is now. When it was at 6, when this was 6, I think it was worth a shot. Now it's at 53. I'm not so sure, but I think, yeah, the risk reward is so shit. Yeah. I mean, the risk reward here right now is you short 11 and you take it off like 2 ticks lower. 3 ticks, so you could probably get 3 ticks. Well, I am seeing that 11.5 act like they're gonna Let's reset a couple of things. The E-mini does look like it's found a pivot of some sort. There's a bubble. How much was the bubble? Oh, that was a really big bubble, in fact. So I think now that I'm seeing 6,000 at 11.5. And it looks like it's hard to get filled at 11. I think I'm going to fade this. Okay. Well, a lot of it pulled when they ticked up there. $8 at 10.5. Well, the 5-year really went there. Are we at the right spot in the 5-year? I should probably check that. Okay, so we filled a rollover gap in the 5-year.
Just in FX, as we do see the moves for sterling and to a board like this earlier in the session about heavy option expiries, particularly for dollar yen and sizable expiries going through ahead of that 10 a.m. So it's worth.
That doesn't look good. It would be really, really interesting if this just ended up keeping going. Because 11.5 is like the spot. So if it breaks that 12, I mean, man, we could really go. Labor Day specials at Jigsaw. You get $100 off any Jigsaw product. So the annual live trading subscription, $400. First 30 people. Better hop to it if you want to buy Jigsaw. Okay, well, I mean, it seems like they're going to tick down, but it's just not going quite yet. And this really does have to be like, I'm really going to be super cautious here. Good deal, not a strong offer, but the bid just completely disappeared. Okay, so this is not, I mean, when it downticked, this was looking really strong. The picture in the 5-year is a little bit different though. So here in the 5-year, that bid is just, looks pretty solid against the offer. I was a little surprised to see ZB's contract rollover gap close so quickly. There have been times in the past where we've waited weeks or months for that gap to be closed. Bull Bear is 144.10 to 14. I'm expecting a little volume. Okay, so there you have it there. They upticked in the 5-year. It still looks strong. Where is my pen? This sucker right here. Oh, pulled a little bit actually.
Block by.
Okay. Well, I can already tell that this is going to be maddening trading today. Yeah, it's refusing to fall. I mean, it looked really good, like it could really fall and that the offer was really building up there. And then they kind of gave up. See, there's 13, then 17, then 21. Up here. See, that's just not encouraging at all. I mean, the buyers should have pushed through there for sure, but the sellers are not looking pretty weak. Yeah, I think so too. Is he saying that the ZB sold off a lot at 21 and 22? I kind of see a little bit of like running out of fuel, you know? That 11 is not as strong as it was. It's now 35. It could if she holds steady, but we know we can't predict that, yeah. So I'm wondering here right now, because it's holding, I want to keep it, but I think that the thing that made me take this trade, and like this trade is gone. Because what made me like it was when they were really building up at like 12 and 11.5, they were putting up like 6. Yep, it was 11.5. They were throwing a 6, and at one point it looked like it had completely flipped. There was the 6 on the offer, and the bid was completely gone. But now, of course they bought through it. They're not pushing through 11.5 yet. The bid looks weaker than it was, but it's not dramatic yet. 3,000 pulled off of the bid though at 11. Okay, so the 5-year is now indicating that they are putting on the brakes. This offer here. Let's change this because this is not really this offer right here. So the 5-year is potentially putting on the brakes. There's the E-mini high and the low again. Okay. Well, the offer at 11.5 looks a bit healthier. Things have definitely calmed down. A bit pulled at that 132. So they could go again. Okay, now the 30-year is starting to look like it also. The E-mini came down to the lows, that's why they're pushing. But the E-mini is just not seeing a whole lot of activity yet.
Block by.
Oh man, he's gonna block Wyatt again. And then take me out for, yeah, okay. Look at that. Now they're really putting the...
Just hearing from Canada's Freeland here saying, looking forward to what the US trade has to say today.
Okay.
More from Freeland saying, we all had a night to reflect after a day of talks.
Reflect, huh? Holy shnikes. Okay, well, when you get 12, it's going to go through, generally speaking.
Canada's Freeland has now concluded remarks and is now entering.
I don't know. Maybe this is not right. There is still this big E in the 5-year. Okay. So they ticked up again in the 5-year. And that big, massive bid kind of went away. Okay. In the 5-year, it disappeared. The 10-year, you still got that. So now it's 7. You potentially sell it there. Or, you know what we could do? I'm cursed with the early sale. Oh wow, he bought it way early.
Just in FX news here, we are seeing the Aussie dollar against the US dollar extend its drop, now down near spot 8%. The year lows are spot 7203.
I'm going to come on 8,000 on the bid at the high.
Come now, the Italian-German 10-year bond yield spread is now at its widest in over 5 years. 89 basis points.
That is just not normal. They're doing it over here too. Not normal. 3403 isn't a huge deal, I guess. If it was like over 4 in the 5 year, I'd be like, what? That's crazy. Dude, there's no way there could be that much. It should be me, I'm the Sand Prince. Okay. A little bit of a sweep there in the E-mini. Yay, I got a tick in the E-mini, guys. Isn't it wonderful? Hmm. Okay, it's pulling a little bit. Something's going on. A 5 year tick down. Excuse me. Nope, it's not happening, dude. Look at the 12.
Some more on this trade news. We are seeing the US trade says US-Canada trade talks are ongoing in Washington. They say that Canada has made no NAFTA concessions on agriculture. Just to repeat, that is US Trade Representative Lightside saying US-Canada trade talks are ongoing in Washington and Canada has made no NAFTA concessions on agriculture.
So that kind of destroys the thesis on that one. It just seems a little overdone to me. Like, normally that's the thing I like to see. Like, I'd be like, I'd buy the high on that. But it's just too much. I don't see how the current situation is justified by that. And here at 13 too. Your risk reward is really poor. And going up to 16 after that, or if we got a pullback, then maybe. I don't know. And now for my next trick.
Some more on that. Costa Coffee, Coca-Cola, as we had that break.
Is also buying it.
Coca-Cola's CEO come out and say now that does not see opening coffee stores in the US.
Yep. I mean, I like his trade because I've been thinking about trying to get along there again. But the E-mini is not stopping, guys. Okay, well, the bid, well, I don't know.
Just ahead of the Cash Equity Open, our Cash Equity preview is on the board.
Block sell.
Okay. So they ticked back up. The offer is holding pretty strong. The bids are still kind of looking very menacing though. they appear determined to hold it at 13. And the E-mini is going up. Okay, not a strong offer. And thickened up a little bit. I always want to see at least 1200 on a tick, right? Okay, they absorbed a hit, that's good. But that bid is going to have to start pulling away. And they start hitting into it. Okay, now that offer is starting to thicken up. Okay, now you're starting to see people pull. Oh yes. That tick felt good. Five years not going. Whoa. Okay, that tick down, they offered 45. So it's like, oh hey, you know that whole, huge bid that you had? Yeah. Jigsaw's having some issues in sending the trade data, I think. Yeah, those huge bids that you had on the way up? Well, 2 can play at that game. And look, the 11 is pulling 2. I'm worried about a stop run, so I'm going to move this down. It doesn't mean that's my target per se. I'm still looking for the volume to subside somewhere. In fact, it may be here at 11 because they are absorbing an awful lot here. And there's a huge bid showing up. So I think, I don't know if I can get that. Jack says wait for 100, huh? I'm really concerned about this bid that just showed up at 10.5 though. And the 5-year did stop there. Like, it's in the 5-year too. Okay. Jack thinks I'll get 4 ticks. Thanks, Jack. I appreciate the support. I mean, the offers are looking really strong now, and that down tick was good. That's why I'm not touching the mouse, even though I feel really nervous right now. Yeah, but 6K showing up out of nowhere is not a joke, right? But I guess a lot of this really depends more on if the E-mini goes or not. Well, okay, so there's some absorption and they're fighting it really heavily. Well, as long as the E-mini is still moving like that, I think I want to keep my short. They are selling it. They are selling it. What the wow, what? Okay, well, I can't even explain that. I've never seen anything like that before. Okay. Well, I would like to see an offer stronger than 800, but the buyers have been, oh my gosh. So in this situation, I think that my ability to predict what it's going to do is, I've never seen anything like this before. But because I already have 2 ticks banked in, and I'm seeing this much volume going through, I know that the probability, not the probability, but like the risk reward is really, really good because of that. Like if they do fall through 10.5, you know, I think we could easily get our 09, and we might even start testing levels below us like 08 and 065. So I think it's worth, it's kind of risk free for me at this point because I have 2 ticks in it, right? But now that last bit of action, there was a really big struggle there at 11. The bid won, it built up in an iceberg through it, and then they sold it again anyways, and it's held since then. And in fact, they tried to hit it with 48, and it just sucked it up. It was an iceberg. It just completely held it.
We will get the release of the Chicago PMI for August. We are looking for an estimate of 63 against a prior of 65.5. Just for note that this number is often shared early to private subscribers, and we will try and get this number to you as soon as possible.
Oh, this is the one that comes out in 4 minutes. Now we just got to flip in the level 2 as well. So the selling is starting to look really strong, especially if the E-mini can just keep going here. Okay, so now they are attacking 5.5. The sellers are trying to hold it. Or sorry, buyers are trying to hold it. Oh man. +3 would have been okay right there. Okay, so there was a big iceberg there in the E-mini, and they're busting through it. Yep. Yeah. Well, you know what I've found, Jack, is that they very often stop at 3 for some reason. You know what I mean? Yeah. And one of the things I have a really hard time seeing is when you get down there to the end, because yeah, there's going to be icebergs, and I think that probably there was somebody that was short that took some profit there. I mean, because that was definitely like an exit signal, but I'm also not seeing the pressure subside. You know, like we have all these offers here. I think it's 2 different things. Patience or risk tolerance, yeah. Just depends on the action. I may be making the wrong call here, but this market seems to me to be one that wants to go through things. And you know, the thing that I've been looking at to determine that, I don't see anything ticked up, is the ADX on a daily, and we're still trending, quote unquote. So
And just a heads up, in under 3 minutes we will get the results of the Chicago PMI. We are looking for an estimate of 63. To recap, to note that this number is often to private subscribers, and we will try and get this number to you if possible.
well, I think that they already got it. Oh yeah, you know, I've thought about doing that drill. I really should try it again. That would have been something really good to have tried this week, wouldn't it? But I remember trying it once and just being a dismal failure at it. It's just, to me, trying to call every turn like that is too difficult. Yeah, that one's hard. Well, they're not pulling for it. I guess I should move this to there now at least. That's the point of the try to lose exercise. Well, I can definitely lose. I'll tell you how you do it. You buy into the bid, and then you sell. Sorry, you buy into the offer, and then you sell into the bid. There you go. I guess I try to lose more than 4 ticks.
63.6. That's a beat.
It's a beat.
Chicago PMI 63.6.
Yeah. Well, if you're listening, what I try to do, what I am trying to do, the strategy is to hold it to the VWAP or a single print as long as the pressure is still there. So when we take down an IC 58 at 11 there, that's good. The pressure is continuing. And we're kind of getting to the spot where, okay, I'm seeing something here a little weird. When we ticked it down there, my delta is showing this huge minus 1000. It's saying that it was too much, and it didn't look like, I mean, it was for sure, but I don't know. It didn't quite seem so extreme to me. So we'll see. I'm still seeing the offer trying to put pressure on. The bid's not necessarily being scared away. I'm sure that there's quite a few profit takers there, because it's like the 3 to 4 ticks, there's always a lot of profit taking from the edge. But we're also to a point now, I mean, we're well below the first standard deviation from the VWAP, so I think that you get a pretty good chance of some sort of a test of the VWAP. It's bounced several times already off of the VWAP, so if it was like the first or second time, then I would say that there's a good chance that it bounces again. But now that it is like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th time, it might go through. Okay. Well, E-mini is going to want to make it up to that 2902. Like if you don't want to share that sort of a thing publicly, you could just message me. But knowing what increases the likelihood of an inside day would be a super big help to me.
And just a heads up, in under 10 minutes, we will get the release of the University of Michigan sentiment. These for August, these are final reads. We are looking for 95 against a prior of 5.3. Looking into the range from the Economist, we have a range of 1. Alongside this, we will get the release of the conditions. We have a Reuters poll of 108.1 against a prior of 107.8. Expectations 87.5 against a prior of 83. 1 year inflation, we have a prior of 10. 5-year inflation, we have a prior of 5%.
Okay, so there was a little bit of fighting, and then the offer held with an iceberg. Again, I mean, this is like the third time that this has happened. So I am seeing, I mean, it's this 11 is not pulling away. Okay, they did get an uptick.
Block sell.
Whoa. Just assume you won't have an inside day as a good start and target the highs/low of the prior day or Globex highs. I tried to trade for twin ticks over the course of 1 to 2 days, but when I'm executing, I'm going to be targeting those areas. It's interesting that Iger sees a big winner as a 6 tick. Okay. So I might have to take this one. Let's see, I'll put that in there and let's see this link he's got. It's quite a read. Okay, hold on. I think I'll still get it though. Don't you? Oh, come on. There we go. Okay. Okay. And those buyers at 11 got trapped. I don't know. So this one is hard too, okay? Because generally speaking, yeah, better than 1 to 2 takes. Definitely. I mean, to get a +4 is good because 4 is what I really want. So like, generally speaking, when I see a big iceberg like 5K or more, and it kind of depends on where it is, but when I see one that big, that is often like okay, it's time to get out. But it's better if it's like at a key level. So seeing the big iceberg there at just 1 tick above the VWAP says to me that there are other people that are either taking profits there at 10 or are making a bet on a VWAP bounce. So our probabilities for lower are dramatically decreased at that point. That doesn't mean that it's not going to go through. In fact, I think there's actually probably still a pretty good chance that it will. So there's that. And then the other thing that I'm seeing is just that the cumulative delta in the 10-year note has equalized.
We are just in Canada news here. We are hearing from Slap saying US Canada making progress on trade talks.
Yay! I mean, can you imagine if if they come out of that talk and they're like, hey, you know what? We made a deal and it's done and it's over with. How this market will react if they get the deal done with Canada today. I'm jealous of Igor here. I mean, I did have a trade there in the E-mini, like I saw that spot, but I kind of ultimately decided that I was too...
In under 3 minutes time, we will get the University of Michigan. August, this is the final reading.
3 minutes.
Of 95.5.
I kind of decided though that it would look like a good treasury trade, and I didn't want to miss that, so we took that. But if we had taken that 28.95 or some, whatever it was that he took it, like, you've got a lot of good profit banked in, and you're eyeing the highs of the session, and you have the possibility that this trade news comes out and is good and just completely blows people out. He's going to get a good winner off of this, man, if it goes. Okay. Thank you very much. They give me a PDF or a book. I'll take a look at that. Was actually I bought it down there, and then it came back and it said, okay, well, I'm too worried about a stop run, so I took it off. And then I saw it, the reversal developing in the E-mini, and decided to take what, 12? Yep, I took 12. That was good. I'm happy. I mean, I gotcha.
10 seconds. $96.2, conditions 110.3, expectations 87.1, 1 year inflation 3.0%, 5 to 10 year inflation 2.6%. Just to repeat, University of Michigan sentiment 96.2.
So you could maybe get back in there on that one. But I think, it's the top of the hour. I don't know. I mean, we do tend to get some of my better moves have been in the 8 o'clock hour, but I'm not so sure that I want to take one just right at the VWAP here. I gotcha. Well, there you go. There's the VWAP. So generally speaking, if I had not taken it off at 10, I probably would have taken it off at 9.5 or 9. Yeah, very often it's not uncommon to be able to get one tick below the VWAP, but today they've been having a really hard time getting through it, and that move down was very slow. Oh, absolutely. Iger was just telling me in PM that I think you're getting information overload from being too short term, in my opinion. 100%. Here, I typed this over to him.
A bit of energy news now from Russia's Gazprom saying there's no weakening in the market share that it has mid-price increase. Gazprom's price rather in Europe may rise to 240 per KCM later this year.
Anyways, there's always lots of profit taking at 09.5, so that's why I always tend to take it off of the V1. But that's if I'm taking a reversal, which I usually don't do, right? EOS is good if you have a slight long bias. Yeah. One of these days, it's gonna stop going up, boys. Wow, 4 years. That's... So yeah, I think I'm coming up on 3, right? No, I think this is 2. Yes. Wow, interesting.
Some news now from Argentina. IMF saying that it aims to send revised Argentina plan to executive. IMF says Lagarde is to meet Duvonier next Tuesday for loan talks.
Is that the December contract that Alligator is talking about?
And some more news on that. IMF fully supports Argentina and is confident can overcome difficulties.
So wait.
Argentina has full support of IMF, fund is saying.
Hmm. BlackRock voted to replace Tesla's Musk with an independent chairman. I kind of really wonder what that guy is thinking sometimes. I'm thinking he just has too much money, too much of his wealth in that thing, you know? And when he sees that people are shorting him, he just, you know, looks like that. Because he just seems to me like a really bright guy that is like out of his mind sometimes. This chart could explain why the Bitcoin bubble hasn't fully burst. Oh, so they're not the only ones that think that. I'm not the only one that thinks that there's more to go. Ah, yes, they're talking about it from Google searches. Okay, there they went. So now what I could do is I could sell 09 and go for the next step in the profile, like 065 would be good. 085 might actually be a good one. Because then I got 3 to 4. Boom, 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 boom.
Say that he won't seek a second term. That's coming from officials in Italy. Reports earlier today suggesting otherwise by the Corriere seeking it. And in equities news, Toronto, this is stock index there turning positive 10 points, 0.07%.
Okay, so let's just say that we would have taken 085 as she goes. I don't know if we would have gotten filled if we had done it with a stop order, but I do think that based on my strategy, though, still getting out at the VWAP was the right thing to do. I mean, it really slowed down there. You can see right here. When it came back, you know, plenty of opportunity to have gotten short again if you wanted to and go for 06 half. And I don't actually know if it's going to get there or not. I mean, the E-minis had a great run, and I don't know how far this goes. Like, well, they're above this pivot, the 03, but is it like it's going to be like 2909, 25? They're getting close to the end of the run. See, as long as we keep leaving 8,000s behind us,
Who's now hearing that the Chinese group Alibaba is said to be putting brakes on cloud expansion.
I mean, I need to go back and look at some earlier trading videos. I remember there was 1 week where it was super thick, right? You guys remember that? It was a little frustrating actually because it was hard for it to move. But here, like, look, we got 10 at the top. 10K up at the top and the 8,000 at almost every level below that we've gone through. Yeah. It makes it a real freight train. Like, it's going to be super hard for them to take back up above 9095. There's almost 9,000 offered there now. And like if there was like a 9,000 iceberg, you would be like, well, might not get through. And then you know that when the offer stays there, that's even better than an iceberg. So I feel very hopeful. I don't know. So I think I'm getting a little bit like irrational feelings right now because I had a winner and the end of the week with the winner, and I'm happy about getting a +4 one and seeing the action and stuff. It makes me happy. But like when I'm looking at this and I'm like, what did Brooke? What's Uzi talking about? Did you take your one, Uzi? I'm gonna post the Bitcoin charts. If you got any last comments before I head out, now is the time. Oh, we're still at 164.
Block cell.
Okay. I don't know. Well, I guess he's gone. All right. Well, I think that's pretty much it. So I just posted my notes. We did come up there. It kind of looks like a pullback. I still kind of like it short, but you know, I don't know. Kind of like when you get within those 2 ticks within the VWAP, you start to get into a pretty choppy range where it can be hard to take and hold positions. So I think, you know, there could be a move when trade representatives get done, and otherwise I think trade is going to be pretty crappy. So that's the day. Have a good weekend. I will see you guys on Tuesday. And Tuesday might still be a little slow too, because the economic news hasn't come through. But then the week after that, I think should be really good. And since this new contract is so thick, yeah, I'm excited for the months ahead. So, yep, have a good one.